Keep it, Mott. It's always authentic. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, a.k.a. the Internet's most passionate wine program. And let's think about this. I am now 35 years old. It was my birthday yesterday, and my New York Jets came through and finally won on my birthday. It's been a long time coming. Huge win yesterday. I was praying for a tie. I'm very sad and feel terrible for my guy Mangini. I'm a big Eric Mangini fan. We put the orange for Brown's color here clothing, so we feel bad for everybody in Cleveland, but I'm very excited to be 7-2, and very early, right off the bat in the early part of the week, we were making our official Sunday prediction. Jets 27, Texans 13, and I'm being nice to Houston. I think we're going to win it pretty big. Mott, we're home. I'll be there. Mott, what happened to your guys this?
They stunk it out yesterday.
And you're mad because you hate the Cowboys.
I'm not mad. We honed their butts the last few years so bad.
So you're. It is what it is.
You're not going to beat them twice every year all the time.
Right. So you're fine. Yeah. You still feel good.
Yeah.
You're still a playoff team.
I don't get mad anymore.
Yeah, you really don't. That last Super Bowl really finished it off for you. You're set.
Die.
After that,
I can die.
I get it. So, I'm not going to waste any time. Mott, zoom it in, baby. The Thanksgiving pack is here. Mott, link it up. Over $100 worth of 3 wines for $79.99. Mott's going to link that up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Thanksgiving pack is a tradition. A lot of you have been getting a lot of emails, so I'm pumped. People taste along with me on Thanksgiving Day. You get to taste the 3 wines, and this year's wines are tremendous. I'm really excited about it. It's probably, the quality-wise, the best Thanksgiving pack we've ever done. 3 amazing wines, $79.99. Our discounted retail price is $108 or so, and so it's a great deal. It allows you guys to taste along with me, and you know what, and free shipping. Brandon, make sure there's free shipping on the packs. And so taste along with us. It's a great opportunity. You can order it now. And so, obviously, it'll be in your home by the end of the week or early next week, definitely in time for Thanksgiving. And it's been a tradition that hundreds and thousands of you have been a part of. It's a big deal. So I'm excited about it. I'm going to just... You like that?
I'm laughing about it. It's also a tradition I have to work on Thanksgiving.
Yes, Mott has to work on Thanksgiving to put up the episode. That excites me. Can you flip that? I want to see if it's blocking my official score with the camera. Yes. That's fine, because it's so official. I don't want, it's cool. Anyway, current releases from California. That is today's show. 3 wines, 2 whites, 1 red. I'm pretty excited about it. We haven't done like a standard. We've done a lot of interviews, a lot of brown paper bags. This is going back to the standard classic format. Rusack, 2008 Santa Barbara Chardonnay, Rusack, 94 points. Wine Enthusiast, 22 bones. Big score from Wine Enthusiast for a Santa Barbara Chard. I'm excited about trying this. And there you go, Thanksgiving pack. And let's see what's happening here. So, 22 bones for a California Chardonnay that's got 94 points, Wine Enthusiast. That caught my attention. I figured I'd taste it along. I was curious. A little sniffy snip. And so it's got a little bit of that oaky, buttery thing going on, which is so prominent in things like Kistler and Peter Michael and Ramey and other Chardonnays that people are extremely fond of. Very smoky and very oaky. There's a lot of wood coming through. Let's give it a whirl. Interesting attack by this wine. And when I say attack, I mean the initial flavor profile on my palate. It's a little bit lighter than I expected it to be. And the acidity is pretty high and sharp, which I like. I'm pretty much an acid freak. The alcohol's coming through a little bit more than I'd like it to on the back end. Now remember, 98% of you are going to drink this at room temperature. Cool. I'm drinking it at room temperature. So some of the alcohol is going to spike a little bit more on the palate for me than it will for you. If you're wondering, I drink at room temperature so I can taste all the flavors. As you get a little bit colder, you're going to miss some of the nuances in the flavors, in my opinion. Some interesting white flower flavors coming through. There's almost like a white peach complexity and fruit flavor going on. And it finishes kind of creamy and a little bit of butter, a little bit more fresh and vibrant, not as goopy and oaky as one might expect. So that's a positive. I think the wine enthusiasts got way too ambitious on this wine. Kind of like I think people have gotten on the New York Giants season. Anyway, this wine to me is a solid 89 plus. I can't 89. It's an 89-point wine. I mean, you got to call them like you see them. This is how I see it. I'm not blown away by this wine. I think the enthusiast is off their rocker going 94 points on this. I just don't see it. But at 22 bones, it's not appalling, and it's a solid bottle of Chardonnay, and I'm not upset with it in any shape or any form. I just think that, much like maybe you guys often get, maybe even with my own recommendations, the hype excited me, and it just did not come through all the way. And you know, the exciting part is if you can find a Chardonnay from California that really brings that 22 bones, you've really got something. So I was pretty high on that, a little disappointed. Good solid wine, though. Nothing wrong with it at all, and plenty of you should go out and try it. I think you'll enjoy it. And if you're looking for a little more acidity from California, it did a nice job. Falcone family, 2008 Chardonnay, also from Santa Barbara County. 92 points wine enthusiast, also $22 US. Only 300 cases made of this wine. Double deuces. Let's throw them up back to back. I didn't even notice that when I was putting this together. Little sniffy sniff. It's a little bit more, a little cleaner on the nose than our last wine. Yeah, you know, also lacking a little bit of the nose of the Rusack. So, kind of an interesting development here. A very aromatically challenged Chardonnay. Let's give it a whirl. I like the mouthfeel and the body of this wine a little bit more. I also like the Macon-like characteristic to this wine. It's a little cleaner, a little more minerality, a little more crushed rock. I really enjoy the minerality meets a little bit of like an apple peel here. Pear flavors are dominating in the apple flavors. And it's kind of like, it has a nice seamless, kind of very Macon-like characteristic to it. It's definitely not oaky or buttery in any way, really. Kind of like very fresh cut green fruit. Apples, a little maybe even kiwi, definitely a pear component, and good mouthfeel, has a bigger weight. Not as oaky and as buttery as the prior one, but feels heavier. Think about that. That's a little nuance that a lot of people don't focus on. They think of butter and oak, and it kind of fills up the mouth, and they think that's a heavy wine, but this was a little bit more thin, believe it or not, than this Falcone. This has a little bit more weight, and it's still yet the minerality and the crispness, almost like a top flight Chablis. Very subtle oak, and really nice, well made. I'm gonna score this wine 91 points. I like it. Really well made wine, good acidity, very strong, and at 22 bones from California, a winner in my opinion. Good wine. Good wine. And finally, a little red wine. I know all the people like, you know. By the way, a little side question today. How many of you actually, I'm going official, because I'm gonna get people come out on this one. Official. By percentage, red, white, sparkling, and rosé. Break down your wine drinking habits. So, are you 87% red, 10% white, 3% sparkling, 0 rosé? Give me a 100% pie graph chart of your wine drinking habits. Obsidian Ridge, 2007 Cabernet Sauvignon. 97% Cabernet, 2% Cab Franc, 1 Petit Verdot. Obsidian Ridge Vineyards, Red Hills, Washington State. 91 points, Connoisseur's Guide to Fine Wine, and rolls in at wild. Also, $22 US. This is the Double Deuce show, Mott. That's the first time I think we've ever had anything like that. All three wines are 22 bones. Really interesting. 07 Washington State, great quality. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. And you have this really, big nose. Smell this, Mott. I mean, really big raspberry, very kirsch-like. No, excuse me, I said Washington State, and that's because I'm thinking something else. This is from Napa, isn't it? Let me just see. Yeah, this is Napa. Wait a minute. Brandon, is this? No, this is my chemistry. Brandon, is this from California?
Yes, California.
Got it. Okay, yeah. What's that? Yeah, Red Hills, Lake County. Why am I thinking that's Washington State? No, Napa Valley. Cool. Sorry. Apologize about that. So big Kirschy black fruit. Big red fruit actually coming through. Blackberries. What do you like? Do you like that nose?
Yeah, it is very strong.
It's really kind of very fruity and has a lot going on.
I don't know. I could put a whiff of pickle.
A whiff of pickle. I don't get that much, but you know, everybody has their own palate. Let's give it a whirl.
Probably still burning from yesterday.
Very interesting dark chocolate, massive tannins, very aggressive wine. Has a really great grip and a tremendous mid-palate transition. This is interesting. You don't often get high-quality California Napa Cabernet in this price point, but this wine hits me quite nicely. This is really well made, big power. I could see a lot of people that are drinking the $40, $50, $60, $70 wines really enjoying this. A hint, just a little purple. You like this little wine colored, you know, little hint of oak that I think could bother some people. It's a little aggressive for me, but I'm hyper sensitive, so I think a lot of people would enjoy it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the better silver oak Cabernets I've had in the past. It's got that oakiness and vanilla action, but also a really nice, charming, dark chocolate flavor on the finish. Great grip, I mentioned that. It really attacks your palate and latches on and really comes through and brings a lot of flavor. Good wine. I like it. It's you know, it's funny. I'm really torn. Every time I spit it out and I get the finish, it's kind of splintery, very oaky. Feels like I ate a tree. So I'm a little bit worried about it being over oaked. And normally I would pound a wine like this and go, the oak monster, and get all angry and stuff. But this wine has a lot of charming elements to it. Boysenberry on the fruit, good, almost red flower. Interesting wine. I like the darkness too. It's kind of like, you know, Batman, like Dark Knight. It's like dark. I'm going to score this wine 90 points. I like it. 22 bones. It is really, really well made. It's really quite solid. And I actually think a lot of you would like it more than I would. And I probably think it's like an 89 point wine, but I'm just like forcing it to the 90 range because I have to respect how strong it is in the style that it's made. Really good wine. I like it. I recommend it. And you know what? Nice job by California. California gets ripped a lot by value, by me, and by many other. But at 22 bones, two wines that I find appealing enough to go to that plateau. That was probably nice this wine. I'm going to score an 87. I'm dropping it 2 more points. It's just the bottom line. I just can't get over to 94. Anyway, interesting wine. Really good effort. And maybe starting to bring back a debate. Can California be a value place? That's a little side question for you. Give me that pie chart. But also, if you're nerdy, NYP, and I know you're going to want to answer it 18 times. Wino, you know, is it interesting to think? Do you believe that California can be a value play? Do you? And also, Friday night it went up late. Ray Isle, Food and Wine. You know, go back, watch the last episode. I thought he did a nice job. He was a good guy. You, with a little bit of me, and a whole lot of Santonio Holmes, baby. Santonio. We're changing the wine world.